History is full of tragic stories of royal families being wiped out. But what about the ones who got away? I'm not talking about legends like Anastasia Romanov. I'm talking about real royal heirs who escaped assassination, fled into the night, and were simply never seen again. Their stories are some of history's most tantalizing and unsolved mysteries. Where did they go? Did they live out their lives in hiding? Or did they meet a secret, tragic end? Let's start in ancient Persia with one of the most baffling disappearances on record. Picture this. It's the 4th century BC. The mighty Persian Empire is ruled by Artaxerxes III. He was a ruthless leader, known for eliminating any potential rivals to his throne, including most of his own family. But according to some accounts, one of his sons, a young prince named Arses, managed to escape the palace purges. The story goes that loyal guards, horrified by the king's paranoia, smuggled the boy out of the capital. They were supposed to take him to a remote, safe location in the mountains. But after they left, there was just silence. No messages, no sightings, nothing. Arses and his protectors vanished from the historical record completely. Did they make it to safety and live a quiet life, with the prince never knowing his true identity? Or did they fall victim to bandits or the harsh wilderness? For centuries, treasure hunters and historians have searched for clues, but the fate of the lost Persian prince remains a total mystery. Now, let's jump forward to medieval England, a time of brutal power struggles. We all know the story of the princes in the Tower, the 2 young sons of King Edward IV, allegedly murdered by their uncle, Richard III. But what if one of them survived? Let's focus on the younger prince, Richard of Shrewsbury, Duke of York. While most historians believe both boys died in the Tower of London, a persistent and fascinating theory suggests that Richard was secretly swapped with a commoner boy and smuggled out of the country. Years later, a young man named Perkin Warbeck appeared in Europe, claiming to be the lost Prince Richard. He was so convincing that he gained the support of several powerful European rulers, including the King of France and the Holy Roman Emperor. He even launched invasions of England to claim the throne. King Henry VII, the reigning monarch, spent a fortune trying to debunk his claim. Eventually, Warbeck was captured and executed. But here's the twist. To this day, no one has definitively proven he wasn't the real Richard. The historical accounts are murky, and some key evidence seems to have been conveniently lost. Was Perkin Warbeck an audacious impostor, or was he the real lost prince, making a desperate and ultimately fatal attempt to reclaim his birthright? The ambiguity is what makes this story so compelling. The idea that a true king of England might have been executed as a fraud is a chilling thought. Let's travel east to the tumultuous final days of the Ming Dynasty in 17th century China. When rebel forces stormed the Forbidden City in Beijing, the Chongzhen Emperor knew his dynasty was over. In a final desperate act, he ordered the execution of his entire family to prevent them from being captured and humiliated. He personally took the lives of his empress and concubines, but when it came to his own children, history gets hazy. His eldest son, the Crown Prince Zhu Xihong, was ordered to escape the city in disguise. Accounts from that chaotic day are contradictory. Some say the prince was caught and executed by the rebels almost immediately, but other reports, whispered in secret for years, claim he successfully escaped. These stories tell of a young man, matching the prince's description, who made his way south, constantly on the run, using different names, always looking over his shoulder. For decades, the new Qing dynasty was haunted by the possibility that a legitimate Ming heir was still out there, a potential rallying point for loyalists. They launched massive manhunts, investigating every rumor. Several pretenders claiming to be Zhu Xihong were captured and executed, but the fear never truly went away. Did the real prince die in the chaos of Beijing, or did he live out a long, anonymous life, forever carrying the secret of who he was? We will likely never know for sure. Our next mystery takes us to the Viking Age in Norway. Olaf Tryggvason was a legendary Viking king, but our story is about his son, also named Olaf, after his father was killed in the epic Battle of Svolder around the year 1000. The kingdom was thrown into chaos. The young Prince Olaf, just a boy at the time, was whisked away by loyal retainers to escape the new rulers who wanted him dead. According to the sagas, they fled eastward, aiming for the lands of the Key van Rus, where they had relatives. But their ship was attacked by pirates in the Baltic Sea. In the ensuing fight, young Olaf was separated from his protectors. Some say he was captured and sold into servitude in Estonia. And that's where the trail goes cold. Years later, tales emerged of a powerful and mysterious Viking warrior in Eastern Europe who bore a striking resemblance to the late king. Could this have been the lost prince, having fought his way to freedom and a new life? The Norse sagas are a mix of history and legend, making it nearly impossible to separate fact from fiction. But the story of the lost Prince Olaf, a boy who escaped one battle only to vanish in another, has captivated Scandinavian storytellers for 1,000 years. His potential survival represents a huge what-if in Viking history. Finally, let's look at a lesser-known but equally intriguing case from the Kingdom of Portugal. In 1578, the young and idealistic King Sebastian of Portugal led a massive crusade into Morocco. The campaign was a catastrophic failure. At the Battle of Alcácer Quibir, the Portuguese army was annihilated, and King Sebastian himself was killed. Or was he? His body was never definitively identified among the thousands of casualties. Because Sebastian was childless, his death plunged Portugal into a succession crisis that eventually led to it being absorbed by Spain for 60 years. But many Portuguese people refused to believe their king was dead. They believed he had survived and gone into hiding, and would one day return to reclaim his throne and restore Portugal's glory. This belief, known as Sebastianism, became a powerful messianic cult. Over the next few decades, 4 different men came forward, all claiming to be the lost King Sebastian. Each one gathered followers and caused political turmoil before being exposed as an impostor and executed. But the fact that so many people were willing to believe shows just how powerful the mystery was. Did the real Sebastian die on that Moroccan battlefield, or did he, ashamed of his failure, truly vanish, living out his days in obscurity while his country waited for a hero who would never return? These stories of vanished heirs are more than just historical puzzles. They tap into a deep-seated fantasy, the idea of the hidden royal, the lost leader living a common life, unaware of their own grand destiny. They remind us that history is not always a neat and tidy story. Sometimes the most important chapters are the ones with missing pages, leaving us to wonder forever about the kings who might have been. Which of these stories do you find the most fascinating? Let me know in the comments below. And if you love diving into history's greatest unsolved mysteries, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Thanks for watching.